reason why we built FAPSCO is to unite the Filipino online professionals industry, to also promote collaboration with each other, and of course we wanted to help produce skilled online professionals, specialists, and of course leaders.
We've created FAPSCO with a vision to become an organization that supports all Filipino online professionals to be successful in their online careers and businesses, regardless of their affiliations.
I joined FAPSCO because as an online professional who's working at the comfort of my home, I needed other individual can share with me on this freelancing journey.
The reason why we have built the Filipino Online Professional Service Cooperative is to help the ICT graduates, aspirant freelancers, and this is also to help them develop, explore, and acquire new skills when it comes to online professional industry.
Ang paglambo o kalampusan sa usa ka organisasyon nagadepende sa kalidad sa mga miyembro o mga lideres niini. Ang FAPSCO dili lang adunay maanindot kayo nga advokasya o misyon na matabangan kitang tanang mga online professionals na magkahiusa, mulambo o mutubo kita sa atong pagpanarbaho o pagnegosyo online.
FAPSCO for me is a digital opportunity for me to develop and share my skills.
I joined FAPSCO as one of the founding members because I knew FAPSCO is going to be backed by other veteran online professionals and freelancers, thereby having an experienced, solid, and passionate founding members that we have today.
I joined FAPSCO because the vision of the co-op aligns with my personal vision to provide much-needed support to online professionals nationwide.
I joined FAPSCO because the people that I've met have the same values, mission, and vision as mine, and that is to provide assistance, pre-training, and coaching to those who want to jumpstart their career as a freelancer.
I joined the FAPSCO community because it promotes collaboration instead of competition.
I joined FAPSCO because this is a group with a helping hand.
I wanted to be part of an organization that would be a pioneer group of individuals who will be working to promote online freelance.
It's a great privilege to be part of the first national-based cooperative for online professionals. With a pool of seasoned freelancers, business owners, digital jobs, PH trainers, and trainees in our community, I got to connect with them and grow my network.
So joining an organization like FAPSCO helps me develop leadership and digital skills within an environment of my peers.
My FAPSCO family is a community that helps you nurture your skills and help you gain the knowledge and the skills that you need.
One of the reasons why I joined FAPSCO, it is important for us to have a network of people that could help us in terms of just simple advice.
So the reason why I joined FAPSCO is because it was founded by people who I trusted, people who already established in the industry, and they thought that it was such a great opportunity to be able to work with them.
I joined FAPSCO because it's the first national-based cooperative for online-based professionals.
So I joined FAPSCO because I love the values, its mission and vision to help more Filipinos.
Why I joined FAPSCO? It is all because the values, the mission of FAPSCO really aligned to my values also.
I joined the Filipino Online Professionals Cooperative because I wanted our individual reputations to have a collective reputation for excellence.
Well, the reason why I joined FAPSCO is to have a community where I can grow as an online professional.
The reason why I joined FAPSCO is to give back to the community and be able to help each other.
I joined FAPSCO because I want to share my skills and my talent with all online professionals.
The reason why I joined FAPSCO is that I don't want to miss the opportunity to join the first cooperative that is created specifically for online freelancers.
I joined FAPSCO because I can see that it will help me improve and develop my skills and my personality.
I joined FAPSCO because I am very inspired with their achievements and advocacy in promoting and helping Filipino freelancers.
Being a member of FAPSCO
surely brings a lot of wonderful memories on how I started out with my career.
I joined FAPSCO because I want to be a part of this online professional community where I can gain more knowledge, skills, and support from the group.
I joined FAPSCO because harmonious FAPSCO family relationship and understanding between business associates that bring me a peace of mind.
Why choose FAPSCO? They offer opportunities and trainings for freelancers.
First national-based cooperative for online professionals, which is FAPSCO, a community of expert freelancers in the Philippines, which gave me the opportunity to further hone my skills in social media.
I joined FAPSCO because I believe in the mission, vision, goals, and objectives of the organization to further enhance and develop the industry of online professions and virtual work in the Philippines.
I joined FAPSCO because I saw the potential growth is not just reaching one's goals and being successful, but there is camaraderie.
So I'm here with FAPSCO, and it is my way of paying it forward to the guidance that I also received when I was a startup.
Joining FAPSCO, I finally found my home, a family, a community of like-minded individuals who share the same passion, vision, and pains.
I joined FAPSCO because I want to empower my fellow freelancers to be the best that they can be.
It's a big yes! And welcome once again to another edition of FAPSCO Academy. Hello everyone! Today's series is about... we are now in a part 2 of our website portfolio using WordPress. Okay, developing a custom website portfolio using a WordPress. Okay, again, let me just remind those who are inside the Zoom, mute muna ang ating mga cell phones to avoid unnecessary noise, okay? And again, this training is for FAPSCO members, DICT graduates, and aspirant freelancers who want to develop, upskill, and explore more about freelancing or online professional industry. Okay, we would like to thank, of course, the FAPSCO Media and FAPSCO, the Filipino Online Professional Service Cooperative, for this webinar. Okay, with that, by the way, my name is Avic Flores, and I am going to be one of your moderator for tonight. Okay, with me is no other than Miss Celeste Sawamoto Actu. Hello, Miss Celeste. Magandang gabi.
Hello, Miss Avic. Hello, world. Hello, Pilipinas, Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. And welcome to another episode of FAPSCO Academy. And for tonight, nandito na tayo sa part 2 ng webinar series natin together with our very, freshness overload. Yun yung tawag ko sa kanya. Freshness overload. Na resource speaker natin na walang iba kundi si Sir Zaget Cabot. Say hello, Sir Zag.
And hello guys, hello, kumusta? Good evening.
Oo, Sir Zach. Kamusta naman, Sir Zach? Zach.
Good.
Okay, that's good.
May bago akong nakita sa iyo,
chika.
Oo. Bagong look yan, Sir Zach.
Nagpagupit ako.
And congratulations nga pala sa bagong client mo na nag-launch ng kanilang website courtesy of Zaget.
Wow! Congratulations!
Nag-promo ako last time. So I nag-post ako and then I want to help small businesses kasi to have their presence online. So I choose 3 small business na bigyan ko ng website. Ang gagawin na lang nila, you're going to pay for the domain na lang. So, malaki yung masisingit nila.
Malaki yung savings! At iba talaga yung power of connecting yourself to the social media platform, di ba? So,
Yeah.
nakakapag-reach out ka talaga. And nahit mo talaga yung target na na-focusing mo, Sir Zach.
Congratulations!
And then the good thing about
More.
that, nagkaroon din ako ng client. It's because of that posting. So,
Wow!
from giving it for free, parang bumalik din sa akin.
Yes. At
Yeah.
threefold talaga yung balik. Congratulations, Sir Zach. And Sir Zach, are you ready now for your part 2 presentation?
Yes po. Sige.
Okay, can you share your screen now, sir? You may share your screen right now.
Disable yung sharing.
Ow.
Ayun na, sir.
Okay, sige. All right, ayan. So, can you see my screen now?
Yes.
Okay, so I think sa mga nakasubaybay last time sa part 1 is nakita nila yung paggawa natin ng ating homepage ng ating website portfolio. So, gumamit lang tayo ng template based nun. So hindi ko pala na-share last time yung link ng portfolio. But I'm going to share that one tonight. Ayan, para at least sa mga hindi pa nakapagano. So, after you're going to install or na-install nyo na yung inyong WordPress from your hosting, and then you also installed the plugins. So, ito yung mga plugins na ginamit natin. So, let's go to the WordPress dashboard. And if we click the plugins, we can see here the plugins that we use. Ayan. So, ito yung mga plugins na ginamit natin. Actually, konti lang yung plugins na ginamit natin. We just installed the Elementor, which is the page builder that we are using. It's because it's very easy na makapag-create ng website from scratch using Elementor. Kahit templated, marami ng mga templates that you can download online that supported Elementor. So, pwede kayong maggamit ng templates din. And then, this is an add-ons na dinagdag ko. Tatlong plugins lang so far yung dinownload natin and in-install for our WordPress plugins. So, ngayon, magdadagdag tayo ng mga plugins. Ano ba yung mga necessary plugins na kailangan natin for our website portfolio? Ayan. So, ito na yung ginawa natin last time. So, nag-download tayo nito, itong templates na to. So, I think I've showed you last time kung paano natin ginawa or in-installed yung ating templates. Ayan. So, just add to cart this one. It's free naman, zero cost lang to. And then, if you're going to download this one, automatic mada-download. There's no need for a credit card information or debit card information, something like that. So, automatic mada-download mo na yan. And then here, the good thing about Elementor is that, so let's go back to the basic of Elementor. If we're going to edit this page, just click the edit with Elementor. So, makikita natin to sa taas. If you're going to log in our account sa ating WordPress, automatic meron yun nakalagay sa taas ng dashboard. Ayan. So, if you're going to edit the Elementor, ayan. So, lahat ng mga elements dito, pwede mong ma-edit. Ayan. So, you can change. So, paano ba ipapalitan yung ating background? So, this one, I use this one as a background. Ang gagawin nyo lang is just going to click this section. So, sa isang website kasi, it composed of section, columns, and then the elements. So, ano ba yung section? So, yung section is ito. Ayan. So, this is the parang navigator niya for this WordPress dashboard. So, makikita natin, it composed of sections. So, section 1, the first section, the second section, which is this one, second section, and so on. So, maraming sections, yan yung ginamit natin for this. This is already a template one, but if you want to create from scratch, pwede din naman. So, ginamit ko lang template so that mas mabilis sa atin na makapag-create. I-edit na lang natin yung mga data, mga informations like this one. So, yan, nakita pa natin, may mga underlines pa if you don't want to have that one. So, pwede nyong tanggalin. So, here, Although dito, meron kasi tayong header na ginamit. So later, i-discuss natin yung header. Dito muna tayo sa paano natin i-change yung mga elements. So again, meron tayong section. Then for this section, meron tayong tinatawag na columns. So ang columns, ito yung makikita natin na black portion. This is the columns of this section. So inside these columns, nilagyan pa natin yan ng another inner section. So this is the element for that inner section. So parang column and then may inner section. Medyo komplikado siya at first, pero later on, pag na-practice niyo na, mas madali na lang. Ayan. So this is the element already. So ano yung element? Ito yung nilalagay natin sa ating column. So this is the first element, which is this one. It's a heading, pero isa siyang maliit na text. So it supports the main headings, which is this one. Actually, this one should be in SEO kasi kailangan in a page, kailangan isa lang yung tag na H1 or HTML tag na tinatawag. So H1 dapat yung tag for the bigger one. No? So yung parang hero or parang banner siya na text ng ating page. So dapat ito yung H1. And then this one, kahit pwede nyung gawing H2 or H3, H4, it doesn't matter. As long as isa lang yung H1 na gagamitin natin per page for our website. Okay? So this is the first element, this is the second element, third element, and then the fourth element of this column. Ayan. So pwede nating i-edit to, or if you want to add more elements in this column, so we can just select this one, this part here. Pag click natin yan, lalabas yung mga elements ng Elementor. So actually, there are a lot of elements that you can use if you're going to download and install a different third-party plugins that supported Elementor. So merong mga other plugins na pwede nyo gamitin na magdadagdag ng mga elements dito sa ating Elementor. So this is just the basic one. Ayan, yung mga basics. Pwede naman kahit ito lang wala na yung mga third party. So let's say for example, we want to add another headings. So just search here for headings. Pwede nyo i-search dito. Or, ayan, headings. So makikita natin headings or pwede din naman scroll down, hanapin nyo lang dito. But it's better to search. Ayan. So heading or headings, ayan. So pwede natin, i-drag lang natin to, yung ating element. We're just going to drag this one. And then, just wait. Eto, dito pala lumabas sa baba. Ayan. So we can just drag this one if you want to go this one sa upper part ng ating second element. Ayan. So this is add your text, heading text. So you can just change this one automatically. So heading 2. Parang ganyan. So you can simply change and then the link of it. Gusto nyo lagyan ng link yung element na to. You can put a link on here. The size of it. The HTML tag and then the alignment. If you want this one to be center, right, and so on. Okay, and then we can style the element. So, pwede nyo change yung color, the typography, the text stroke, the text shadow, and so on. And then the blend. And then the advanced, dito sa advanced, dito natin makikita yung margin. So, lalagyan ba natin ng margin? So, kunyari, lalagyan natin ng margin sa taas. So, it will create a margin. So, pansin nyo, bigla siyang nag-extend. And we can also add a padding. So, ano ba yung padding? So, kung gaano siya, for the word padding. Ayan. So, if you can see here, nagkaroon siya ng padding. So, you can set the paddings there. And then, the ZN index, kung ano ba yung rankings ng kanyang. So, kung lalagyan nyo dito ng 99, so it means that it's 99 ahead dun sa layer ng other layer. So, let's say for example natin bababa natin to konti. Ayan. So, bumaba siya ng konti sa ating, ayan. Sample lang to. So, let's say for example, we are going to, so di ba 99 to, it means that nasa harap siya dito sa, kasi ito, naka-default nito is 0 yung index niya. So what if gusto ko tong mas mataas to compare dito sa isang element? So lagyan natin 100 to. Ayan. So pansin nyo, di ba? Mas mataas na siya or nasa upper layer na siya compared to. So yun lang concept ng index. Ayan. So let's just remove this one, this element, because we're not going to need that one. All right. And then there's a lot more settings that you can do. So pwede nyong lagyan ng background, this section, pwede nyong lagyan ng background. For example, gusto mong gawing black yung background. So pwede. And so on. So maraming settings na pwede mong gamitin dito. Experiment nyo lang. Depende sa creativity nyo kung ano yung gusto nyong style for your website. All right. So this one naman, this is a section background. So ano ba yung section background? So if you go to the navigator, kung hindi lumabas to, just click this one. Ito, navigator dito sa baba. Okay. Just click this one. Navigator, lalabas yan. Magpa-pop up yan. And then, in the first section, kasi ito, first section pa lang to eh. Click natin yung section. Or just click this one. Or if you're going to hover this one, lalabas yung section. But pwede rin naman dito sa navigator. Click nyo lang yung style, then makikita natin kung saan natin nilagay yung background. So this is the background type. So ginawa ko dito, background type niya is gradient. So pansin nyo parang may gradient yung background. But ang ginawa ko dito sa image, ginawa ko siyang background overlay. Ayan. So background overlay. So from this, pwede nyo i-edit yung inyong So let's say for example, itong image yung gusto nyo ilagay. As you can see here, napalitan natin yung ating background image. So, pwede nyong lakihan. If gusto nyo, ayan. So, ganun lang siya kasimple. So, medyo complicated at first, but later on, pag nag-practice kayo, more about WordPress, Elementor, how to use the Elementor, mas mapapabilis at mas maiintindihan nyo yung concept ng pag-create ng website. All right. So, and then there's a lot more. So, ilang section ba to? Marami to. 1, 2, 3, 4. So, more than 10 sections lahat ng to. So, pwede nyong i-remove yung other sections so hindi nyo naman kailangan or pwede nyong i-edit na lang yung mga sections na gusto nyong ilagay. So, pagtapos na kayo, you can just click update. It means that you are saving the work na ginawa nyo dito for this page. Ayan. So if you're going to click this one, preview changes, so it will preview the page na ginawa nyo. So this is only one page pa lang to guys, yung ginawa natin. So actually, madami na yung content tignan kasi this is already a template one. Pero if you're going to start from scratch talaga, medyo matagal-tagal talaga yung pag-create natin. Kaya yung iba, pag nag-create ng website, sometimes umaabot ng weeks, or lalo na pag maraming mga pages, umaabot ng yung iba nga, umaabot ng month, ganyan. Sa dami, depende yan sa dami ng pages. Gano'n ka-complicated yung kanilang website. So, meron din naman kasing types of websites, like may mga e-commerce, ayan, mas maraming products yan. Meron din naman yung mga dynamics na website, which is i-click nyo, let's say for example, you're going to click this one, and then it will automatically go to a certain page. Or pag i-edit nyo lang yung portion na to, lahat ng same word na yan is by edit din sa other part ng page. So parang ganun. So it's like mga real estate na listing na website. That's one of the example of the dynamic website. Meron din yung mga membership. Ganyan. So, one of the example of membership, pwede yung mga Facebook itself, di ba? It's more likely a membership na website. Pero hindi naman ginawa sa WordPress yung Facebook. It's a custom. Alright. So, okay. So, gumawa na tayo ng isang page. Isang page pa lang yan, guys. Actually, I think this one, nung ginawa natin yung home. This one is I don't know ano to. Pero I think ito yung ginawa natin. So what you're going to do, if view muna natin to kung tama ba. So ito nga yung ginawa natin. So let's go back. So this is the one. Paano pag ganito? So let's example, ito yung gusto kong maging homepage. Ano ba yung tsura nito? Wala, blank lang siya. Nag-experiment kasi ako. So, paano nga ba i-front page yung ating home? So what you're going to do, just click on settings and then readings. Settings, reading. So here, may settings ka to make your page, kung ano yung page na so, sa makikita nyo, madaming mga pages, diba? Ito yung mga pages na nagawa natin. So just click on the page or select the page that you want to be a home page. So meron din namang option for the post page. So this is for the one if gagawa ka ng blog, ganyan. So pwede nyong gawin to. So let's example, ito yung gagawin ko. My post page is the blog page. So meron na kasing naka-ready na page for the blog. Doon sa template na ginamit natin, ito yung dinownload natin na template. Alright? So for that, so let's stick muna tayo sa homepage. So if you're going to view the site, so yun yung magiging homepage natin. Ayan. So although wala pa tong mga laman about services, hindi pa natin nilink kasi. So paano nga ba tayo mag-change ng menu pala? So how are we going to change this one? Ito, yung menu natin. So just go to here or just go to the dashboard and then appearance, menus. So here in menus, pwede natin ma-change dito yung ating menus. So there are, I think they have two different kind of menus na nagawa for the site. This is the menu na nakita natin sa ating homepage. Ayan, about. So we can add more, like if you want to add a menu, you can select a menu for the page. So let's say, for example, I want to add the testimonial page. You can just click add, just select and then add. And then you can drag this one, yung arrangement niya. Let's say, for example, gusto mo siyang after ng services, we're going to save this one. And then we view our site. As you can see here, meron na tayong testimonial na page or na part sa menu natin. Ayan. So, paano nga ba mag-customize ng header? Last time, I think yung free version lang yung ginamit natin. So, this one kasi is pro version. Naglagay ako ng pro na Elementor. So, I can just edit the header. Pero sa free version is walang header. Wala kang templates na pwedeng palagay. So what you're going to do, pwede naman that if you're going to edit this one, dito mo na lang lagay yung inyong header sa first section itself. Kung wala siyang header na hindi ka naka-pro, you're just using the free version of the Elementor. So pwedeng dito niya lang lagay. And then same thing lang din naman yan. So if you're going to click the header, same element lang din naman yan. This is the logo, site logo element. As you can find it here, ito. This is the navigation element. And if you're going to click, yan, navigation element. Or you can just simply drag this one here. Ayan, pansin nyo. Ayan, same lang sila. I can just remove this one. And then this is a image. Kasi hindi ko nga lang ito na link pa ata. Pop-up. Pop-up. Okay. So, I think meron na ba siya? Wala. So, hindi ko pa siya na-link. Anyway, this is just an image na pag i-click nyo to, it will lead you to a pop-up. Although sa free version, wala kasing pop-up. So, pwede namang gawin nyo is, you can just use this one as a menu. Or pwedeng remove nyo na lang to, and then this one, pwedeng remove nyo na lang to, this column, and then this is your section lang. Although na ganyan siya. Then we're just going to make this one right corner. Oh. So, adjust lang natin yung kanyang yan. And then this one is okay. So, pwedeng ganyan lang din naman yung gagawin nyo. And then, pag meron kasi yan, meron tayong responsive mode for the Elementor. So, you can click the responsive ito. you're going to click this one, may lalabas dito sa taas. So, depende yan sa version ng inyong Elementor. Sa version na to is dito lalabas. Minsan kasi, yung old version, pag i-click to, dito lalabas lang yung option. So, pwede kang mag-create using the tablet mode. Ayan. So, ito yung view for the tablet. Medyo hindi pa siya, hindi pa kasi natin na-edit ng maayos. So, we can make this one bigger by making the column bigger also. Ayan. And I'm not sure. I think the other column is hindi siya okay. Andito naman siya. This one is 45 and probably this column is 65. Ayan. Ay, tama ba? 65, 45, 55. Yan. Pero I think ito naka-hide to. So if you're going to go to responsive, hindi naman siya naka-hide. Alright. So parang ganyan lang talaga yung view niya. Alright. Okay. So ganun lang. I-edit niyo lang yung portion na to. Using the tablet mode, and then for the mobile version, pwede niyo lang i-click to. This is for the mobile. Ayan. Alright, so just click save or update if you're finished. Ayan. So last time, shinare ko sa inyo, pagtapos na kayo creating your website, paano ba natin to gagawing i-index natin to sa Google, and then we're going to incorporate the Google Analytics. So, anong gagawin natin? We can just go to the Analytics. Ayan. So, meron na pala ako dito. So, pwede kang mag-create ngayon ng Analytics mo. Ano ba yung purpose ng Analytics? For us to determine ilan nga ba yung mga views, mga datas regarding sa ating website. So, ilan nga ba yung views? If you're going to add ads, gusto mong maglagay, gusto mong kumita for your website, pwede kang maglagay ng ads. Ayan, so it can also calculate kung magkano yung magiging revenue ng inyong website. If there's someone na mamamonetize ang ating website, if there's someone na mag-view and then mag-click ng ads na nakalagay dun sa ating website, so pwede din yun. But paano nga ba tayo mag-create ng analytics? Okay, so just go to create ka lang ng analytics account if you have a Google account already. Just go to Google Analytics, and then I think kung fresh na fresh pa yung sa'yo, wala pa yung Google, wala ka pang account dito, is you can just simply create an account or just, go to the admin, ito, then you can create an account. So, meron na kasi akong account na ginawa, and then here is the property. So, ano ba yung mga websites? So, sa ngayon, 2 pa lang or 3 pa lang so far yung nalagay ko for this account. So, itong isang account lang to. What if I'm going to add more properties? Let's say, for example, this website, the Zagify, gusto ko siyang ilagay sa Google Analytics o mag-create ng Google Analytics. So, just create property, and then what you're going to do, just create the property name. So, let's say, for example, Zagify, and then reporting time. So, of course, we are the Philippines. Lagyan natin Philippines, and then the currency. So, we can put Philippine peso. Ayan. And then, so on. So, pwedeng next na natin. Industry. We can select probably others, small. And then, we can, if you want to use the Google Analytics for certain options, so, pwedeng check nyo lahat kung lahat ng mga informations or data na kailangan nyo is nandito. So, just click create. And then after that one, ayan. So, it will start collecting data. So, saan ba natin gagamitin yung ating Google Analytics? So, for the app ba or for our website? So, click natin yung website. So, for this one, lalagay natin yung ating website URL. So, ano ba yung website URL natin? So, this one. Ayan. So, just click this one. Although, remove na natin to kasi hindi naman kailangan meron na naman. And also that one. and then the stream name. So probably Zagify is our stream name. And then click stream. Ayan. So, meron na tayong, hindi pa pala. Sorry, wala pa. Kasi, magkikreate pa yan ng Google Tag ID or the G-Tag ID. So, paano natin to ilalagay sa ating website? So, data collection isn't active for your website yet. So, view tag instructions. Click nyo lang yan. And then, there's an option. If you want to install a plugin for your WordPress, or you can install it manually. So, for me, I'm more convenient in installing it manually na lang compare sa, depende din naman sa option ng iba. May iba, ini-install na lang. Ako, mas gusto ko, ilalagay ko na lang yung code doon mismo sa aking website. Or the G-tag, ilalagay ko na lang sa aking website. Para later on, again, para ma-monitor natin yung ating website in the Google Analytics. Ayan. So, paano nga ba tayo maglagay nitong code na to? You can simply just copy this one. Copy. And then in our website or in our WordPress dashboard, just go to the plugins. And then you find a header, insert header or insert header. Or insert body, insert footer, pwede, depende naman yan. So, pwedeng, ito yung ating i-install. WP code, insert headers, and footers. Just install this one so that pwede nating malagay yung ating G-tag. And later on, pwede tayo magdagdag ng ating mga tags sa mga Google products. Ayan, so meron na tayong code snippets. So just click on the header and footer. So na-install na yung header. Okay, so this is the header. So just paste the code here. Ayan. And then click save. And then let's just wait para basahin ni Google yung ating website. Ayan. So it takes about a minute para basahin ni Google yung ating website para lumabas na yung ating. So if you go to home, ayan. So no data received from your website yet kasi hindi pa nababasa ni Google. So balikan natin yan. Let's go to the Google Search Console. So search nyo lang yan, Google Search Console. And then you're just going to create a property. Sorry. You're just going to create property. Ano ba yung purpose pala ng Google Search Console? So ang purpose ng Google Search Console is para i-index yung inyong website. So importante yan kasi para malagay dun sa, so di ba pag mag-search tayo ng Google, ayan, so let's say for example, I'm going to search my name in Google, ayan. So pansin nyo, in the first search pa lang, nandito na yung aking website. So this is my website already. Ayan. It means that naka-index siya dito sa ating Google search. Di ba? Yun, ganun ka-importante yung Google Search Console. So kailangan pag may-create tayo ng website, dapat naka-register, nandito siya sa ating Google Search Console. So again, pag meron kang Google account, automatic meron ka ng account for the Google Search Console. Just go to this website, Google Search Console. And then you just add property and then you select the domain. So for me, we're just going to use the URL prefix and then we're going to paste our website. Yan. So this is the one. And then, yan. Iko-crawl nga yan ngayon ni Google. So, continue natin. And then we're adding the property for our website. Yeah. So, ownership auto verified. Yan. So, go to property. All right. Yan. So, si-search natin yung ating website. Inspect natin kung naka-index na ba siya. So, it's already indexed. Ayan na, naka-index siya. URL is now on Google. If you're going to search the Zagify, I'm not sure if nandito sa first page. But if search the Zagify, ayan, nandito na yung ating automatic, nandito na sa first page mismo or sa first result mismo ng ating yung ating ginawa website. So,
Sir Zach,
yes po.
That's the ang upside or ang advantage pag unique yung domain name mo. Di ba?
That's also
at saka yung content mo. Oo.
Yes, correct. Yes. That's advantage if walang kaparehas yung name mo. So how about pag marami kang kaparehas? Yun ngayon. So let's say for example, if I'm going to ba awesome graphic designer, yung ating naging tagline. So,
ayun.
Awesome graphic designer, yun yung
marami.
Kasi maraming lalabas for this keyword. Ayan. So dito na magkakapagalingan ng SEO. Kumbaga, pagalingan na dito kung paano ka ngayon lalabas sa first page or dito. So, yun yung challenge. Sa SEO naman yun, na part. Ayan. So, dito naman sa atin, as a beginner sa inyo, na kakastart pa lang gumawa ng website, is kailangan natin ilagay natin yung ating website for our sa Google Search Console. Ayan. So, naka-index na siya. It's okay. Balikan natin yung ating analytics kung nabasa na ba ni Google yung ating ginawang tags or nilagay na tag sa website natin. Oy, not yet. So check natin. We can go to Google Tag Manager. Alright. Okay, dito na lang tayo. Google Tag Manager. And then we click this one, Google tagmanager.google.com. Ayan. And then maglagay tayo ng account for our page, yung ginawa natin na page. So we create an account, ganun pa rin, Zagify. And then probably this is Philippines. And then your website. So copy-paste natin yung ating website. Ayan. So, this is for the web. And we create. So, just agree with agreement. Ayan. So, meron na tayo for the Zagify. So, ngayon, meron nang sinuggest to copy-paste the Google Tag Manager. So, remember, di ba, nag-install tayo ng header, insert header and footer para malagay natin yung code. So, we can insert this one on our header. Ayan. So, baba lang natin to sa baba ng nilagay natin kanina. And then the other one, this one is for the body. So, copy lang natin again. And then we paste this one sa body naman na part. Then we save this one. Okay. And then, let's refresh. Tignan natin kung nandito pa. Sometimes it takes a minute or depende sa tagal. Pero sometimes hindi naman naabot ng mga ilang oras. So, check natin, double check natin kung tama ba yung tag na nalagay natin. Yan. So, check natin yung code. Okay. I think it's correct naman. So, hindi pa nga lang siguro nababasa ni Google. So, anyway, let's just wait for minutes. Pwede sa tagal yan. Pero lalabas din naman yan later on. Ayan. So, antay-antay lang natin hanggang sa lumabas na siya. So, pag lalabas na kasi yan siya dito, it means that meron na siyang data na natatanggap. Ayan. So, for sure, meron na yung visitors dito kasi nag-visit na tayo for our website. So, that's how important if you're going to put your website into your analytics. So, antayin na natin yan later on. So, after that one, what we're going to do is we're going to optimize our website. So, paano ba tayo mag-optimize ng ating website? Ano ba yung advantage ng isang website optimization? Kasi sa website natin, if you're going to visit a website, sometimes there are websites that it takes long to load. So, very frustrating, di ba? For us, as a visitor in a website, pag ang isang website matagal mag-load, may tendency niyan kahit 5 seconds or kahit nga 4 seconds, 3 seconds lang, hindi mag-load yung website. Ina-assume na agad natin na this website is parang a bug or it's walang laman yung website or hindi gumagana yung website. So, ang tendency niyan is mag-exit na tayo for that website. So, nawalan ka na ngayon ng visitor sa website mo. That's why it's very important to optimize our website. Para, let's say for example, this one. And then, if you're going to visit my website, yan. So, lalabas agad yung content. So, it means that magtatagal pa yung visitor dito sa website nyo. Kasi ang bilis lang nag-load ng yung ano. So, paano ba natin i-test to? So, there are different ways. May different platforms. We can use the page speed or we can use the GT metrics. So, ito yung mga most popular ones na pwede nyo gamitin to test the speed or kung gaano kabilis yung website loading natin. So, dito muna tayo sa GT metrics, then paste our website here, and then test your site. So, it will take seconds lang naman, or sometimes yung iba, lalo na malaki yung website, maabot ng minutes to analyze or test the website. So, ito sa atin, konti lang to kasi konti lang naman yung pages natin. Ayan. Although dito sa default one, ang test server location is Canada. But if you want to set another test server location para mas malapit sa atin, para mas mabilis din, you need to create an account for GT Metrics. So as you can see here, the result, medyo mababa yung performance natin. 63%. Ayan. It's because there are different areas. So, ayan. Kailangan i-minify natin yung ating CSS. And then, there's a lot more. Ayan. So, paano ba natin gawin yan? There are different ways. Pwede tayo mag-download ng, ito suggestion niya is to consider using a plugin like WP Rocket to improve the audit of this. So, sa WP Rocket kasi, or mga similar websites, yung mga Lightspeed, mga ganyan, it will minify the CSS, ini-improve niya yung, or sometimes ino-optimize niya yung image, ganyan. So, may mga plugins that we can use. So, let's say, for example, we are going to use, kasi dito sa hosting ko, ang server nila is Lightspeed. So, we can use the Lightspeed for this one. Or I can simply install the Lightspeed in this website. So, let's say, for example, I'm going to install. Pwede din naman kahit hindi Lightspeed yung gamitin niya. Pwede yung WP Rocket or yung, ano ba yung ginagamit ng iba? Swift. Meron din yung Nitro. So, madami kang options that you can use. So, ayan, na-install na. I think na-install na siya. Let's go back to our plugins. And then, we'll see kung nandito na. Ayan, dito na yung Lightspeed. Ayan. So, dito sa Lightspeed natin, we can have optimization. So, maraming mga settings dito like you want to optimize your page. Ayan, we need to minify, di ba? Suggestion doon, we're going to minify the CSS. So, on natin combine CSS files and CSS code. Ayan, para medyo mag-compress siya. And so on. There's a lot of settings here that we can use. So, yun lang muna yung dalawa, yung isi-set natin. Save changes. And we'll see kung may improvement ba dun sa ating GT metrics. So, remember, 63% yung performance natin. So, try natin i-retest. So, nag-minify na tayo. Oh, hindi pa pala natin, kailangan pa pala natin i-optimize or i-purge yung ating changes. So, purge muna natin. Ayan. Purge muna natin. Ayan. It means that it will clear all the queues or caches. And then, we'll see. So, although na-analyze na natin, pero we'll see. Baka malay natin, nag-improve siya. At hindi pa natin na-optimize.
Yes, it will take time talaga, Sir Zag, diba, to analyze your website.
And isa talaga to sa deliverables for every web developer, kahit ano pa yung gamit mo, kay WordPress ba yan o ibang CRM ba yan. Yung part kasi ng maintenance yan, di ba, Sir Zach?
Yes.
Para ma-analyze mo kung ano yung status ng on-page at saka off-page ng website mo.
Kailangan yan. Lalo na pag gusto natin maging web developer and then we have a client. There are some clients na very, what do you call this? Parang strict sila in terms of the optimization of the website. Ayan.
Oo, very meticulous. Kailangan yung metrics grade mo dapat naka-A. Performance 99.
So, minsan kailangan natin i-edit yung image manually or gusto natin i-optimize. Pala, kung gusto nyo ma-optimize yung ating image, what we're going to do, we can use the TinyPic. Kung hindi ka naman gusto na mag-edit pa sa Photoshop, or yung manual, gagamitin na manual, we can use the tinypng.com. Ito, this is one of the useful also na platform. Kung gusto nyo mag-minimize. So, let's say, for example, gusto nyo sige, hanap tayo ng image. So, let's say, for example, ito yung image na to. So, kunin natin yung image na to. We go to the, sige, let's go to the media. And then, this is the image. So, copy natin yung URL na to. Ito, copy natin yung URL. And then, let's go to this image. So, download natin yan.
TinyPNG.
Makikita natin kung ilang resolution to or gano'ng kabigat. So, this one is 416 or 415 KB. So, let's see dito sa TinyPNG kung ito yung dinownload natin, kung gaano ba kalaki yung ibababa niya. Kasi kino-compress niya. So,
71%.
71%, 123 na lang KB yung file. Same quality pa rin naman, pero kinompress niya.
Okay. So, yung resolution ng image hindi na-apektuhan.
Hindi na-apektuhan yung resolution niya. We're going to click this one. Pwede natin compare. So, this one is ito yung na-convert natin from the TinyPNG. And then, this one is, ito yung na-download. So, as you can see, walang pinagbago, di ba? Yung quality niya. Change ko yun, guys. Tignan niyo yung title. So, this is the original na download natin. And this one is the compressed ng TinyPNG. Walang pinagbago ng quality, pero mas mababa yung file size nito. So,
pero Sir Zach, kung gagamit ka ng TinyPNG, yung result ng image, kung ilalagay mo tapos i-enlarge mo, hindi siya magpipixelate.
I-enlarge mo yung image.
Yes po.
Dito sa website mismo.
Yes.
Possible na magpipixelate siya kasi yung resolution niya is yun lang eh. Let's say for example, yung resolution niya na to, I think this one is 1020 by 1020 by 583. Pag i-enlarge mo pa yan, of course, magpipixelate na yan kasi ito lang naman yung kanyang default na resolution niya eh. Yan. So may possibility na
okay.
For example, ito, lalakihan natin. Ayan, pag i-zoom out natin, o zoom in natin, yan, medyo pixelated na siya. Kasi, hindi naman dun sa original. So, this is the original dinownload natin. Pag i-zoom in natin, same pa rin naman yan, na magpipixelate pa natin. Pero pag gagawa tayo ng I suggest if gagawa tayo ng mga icons, like, let's say for example, ito, yung mga logos, ganyan, mga icons, I suggest that you use SVG for that one.
Yes.
Compare sa PNG. Kasi kung PNG kasi gagamitan, malaki. Yung SVG kasi, yung file niyan, kahit 4 KB, pwede yan eh. Kasi, it's a vector, it's a vector file. So, kahit lakihan natin yan, kahit gaano kalaki yan, i-enlarge natin, hindi yan mag-pixelate. Say it's a
Compared
vector.
sa raster. Oo.
Or sa raster ng mga images like PNG and JPEG. Ayan. So, ayun, just a quick tip lang if gusto nyong i-compress yung inyong image so that mas maliit siya, so you can use the tiny png.com. Alright? So, check natin ulit yung ating Google Analytics. Kung
Excited na makita kung ano nang resulta.
No data pa rin. Anyway, I think there's something wrong with
Pero sir, sometimes po pag yung sa analytics kasi minsan may parang timing lang kasi minsan may medyo mabilis yung paglabas ng result, medyo may iba din, especially yung medyo mabigat yung mga files, maraming files na nasa website, medyo may kabagalan, diba?
Siya magano. Pwede din naman minsan ginagawa ko aside from although double siya, pero sometimes yung ginagawa ko naglalagay ako ng manual, pag hindi pa rin lumalabas, nag-i-install ako ng mga plugins like sites and other mga plugins that actually meron namang Google Analytics na plugins din that you can download or you can install in WordPress kung hindi pa rin lumalabas yung Pero make sure that pag lalabas na yon, you should delete para hindi ma-double yung inyong G-tag kasi minsan nakaka-apekto yan sa ating kailangan i-remove natin kung nag-install ka ng plugin, yun yung ginamit mo for connecting your Google Analytics to your website, you need to remove yung ginawa natin na header footer na code. Or the other way.
Para walang redundancy.
Walang redundancy. So, ganun lang gagawin natin. So, anyway, hindi pa na, pero I'm pretty sure lalabas yan later on. Although hindi pa lang ngayon, wala pang hindi pa na-connect. Pero anyway, i-connect yan later on. Pero kung hindi pa rin talaga, as I suggest, you can use or you can download manual. Pwede kang mag-download. Marami yan. May Monster Insights. Pwede ka rin ng Google Analytics. Ayan. Search lang natin Google Analytics. Ay, mali pa rin yung spelling ko. Ayan.
Ayun. Squirrely.
Ayan. So, ito to, SiteKit by Google Analytics. Ayan. Pwede nyo gawin yan. Pwedeng pero pag lumabas na siya, again, kailangan nyo i-delete kahit saan dyan sa dalawa, depende kung ano yung gusto nyo gamitin. Ito ba yung plugin or the code lang para mas medyo lighter lang siya. So I think that's the beginner process of creating a website or your own portfolio website. Any question?
Pang beginning pero hitik na hitik. Hindi lang pang portfolio, siguro kung pwedeng magawa ng mga viewers natin, Sir Zach, pwede na silang mag-launch ng career nila as a WordPress web developer. Di ba, Miss Avic?
Yes.
Actually, na-cover na natin yung
yeah, practically everything, Sir Zach. Yung mga bitsy lang ng topics with regards to WordPress web development, hindi pa na-tackle. Pero basically, na-tackle mo na lahat, Sir Zach. And I bet makakagawa ng portfolio website yung mga nanonood sa atin using WordPress. And for those who are interested in creating their own portfolio website at naghahanap sila ng mga hosting na pagkukunan nila, pwede hindi lang ma-contact si Sir Zaget kasi may mga recommendation siya na pasok sa bulsa natin. And Sir Zag, for those who are interested to avail of your services, how can they reach you po?
They can contact me through Facebook, so they can go to my Facebook page, which is the Zag Designs. Share ko yung link para
sir. Thank you.
Although hindi ko masyado na-update yan dahil sobrang busy, or they can directly contact me through my profile. Pwede din naman. Just search for my name, or they can go to my website, which is the
Zagify.
Yung Zaget muna. Kasi yung Zagify is
okay.
To build pa yun. Yeah. So they can go to that site, or they can simply email me at this email or Gmail.
Okay, reiterate ko lang po ha, for those who are interested to avail Sir Zag services, just feel free to reach him at facebook.com/capitals/ZAG Pro Design, or visit his website at zageth.com, or you can email him to his zageth.cabonce@gmail.com. Okay, how about mga trainings natin dyan, Sir Zag? Ano ba yung mga trainings mo ngayon sa Digital Jobs page?
Baka may mga upcoming trainings.
May upcoming training ako. Actually, kanina lang kakatawag lang sa akin ng Cagayan de Oro. So,
wow! Congratulations!
Thank you. So they invited me to be a trainer sa 12 days again for the DGPH training for the graphic design course sa Cagayan. So I think that's for the BJMP na mga ano.
Okay. Would that be virtual or face-to-face?
Face-to-face naman ngayon.
Okay.
And then meron din akong upcoming hindi ko pa sure yung ano, pero na-invite na ako. I don't know also what region, pero that is online virtual naman na training. And then next month, I guess, meron din ako training. That's a good thing kasi dito lang sa Kabadbaran. Ayan.
Okay. So, ikaw pala yung para sa Kabadbaranon.
Yes.
Ang daming actually, sinare ko yon sa Facebook page ko tsaka sa personal account ko. At may mga pages din ako na Hokage moves din ako doon. Sinare ko as in, nag-flood talaga yung messenger ko. Asking for inquiry kung paano sila makakapag-avail. Sabi ko, sorry for Kabadbaranon. Sorry talaga.
Kasi kung ano yun, kung virtual, siguro pwede sila kasi virtual. Karagad din naman sila, di ba?
At so masyadong in demand si Sarah.
Para masasabi natin Shena all. Lagari King to. Para precious overload to Lagari King. And that's the outpour of blessings you get when you are that good talaga. And yung advocacy niya to be able to help out yung mga startups ng mga entrepreneurs.
Yes.
At saka yung mga businessmen talaga na nangangailangan ng tulong, especially nagde-digitize na tayo. So from the traditional way of doing business, so ila-launch yung business nila online. So feel free to contact Sir Zag. Anything else, Ms. Mavic?
Yes, abang-abangan lang nila dun sa site ni Sir Zag. Kasi baka meron na naman siyang bagong promotion, di ba? Na-mention niya kanina na meron siyang 3 na di ba? Free, di ba? So, abangan nyo. So, lagi lang kayong papasyal dito sa sa site ni Sir Zag. And doon sa mga Facebook live viewers natin, by the way, halimbawa, kung gusto nyong i-try gumawa ng website, diba? Yung mag-browse na kayo, itong WordPress. So, panoorin nyo uli itong episode na to. Kasi kompleto dito, napaka-detalyado ng kanyang explanation kung ano yung mga ilalagay nyo, kung ano yung mga dapat nyo gawin. So, talagang sundan nyo lang ito, guys, ha? Panoorin nyo ulit.
Oo. At saka, batid ko, naririnig ko, Mizavic, yung mga alaga mo excited na rin.
Yes, kasi nagkakagulo sila kay Sir Zag kasi sabi nila, maghihintay sila kung kailan uli yung free na sinasabi yung katatap ng promo, di ba? So, aantay nila uli kung kailan yung susunod na yun.
Oo. And yes, Miss Avic, anything else, Sir Zag? May ipo-promote ka po ba?
Wala naman, pero gusto nyo mag-avail ng services ko, again, you can contact me on that information. Yeah.
Okay, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. And for those who are interested na matuto talaga on creating your portfolio website, balikan nyo lang po yung yung video namin na upload na both on YouTube at saka sa Facebook page namin, fapsco.com. And then you can search everything especially kay Sir Zag. Yung part 1 niya, pwede nyo pong mapanood na at saka itong second part. So, pagtagpiin nyo lang yung 2 episodes.
Tama.
Oo. So, akin na, pwede nyo yung gawin, pwede nyo nang ilagay doon sa portfolio nyo, I can do WordPress website development. Oh, courtesy
yes.
Shout out kay Sir Zag Cabonce for this.
Oo. Celeste, di ba ito ay part 2 nitong itong WordPress ni Sir Zag. So, dun sa mga nanood ng part 1 na nag-sign up dun sa ating form.
By the way, for those who are who have been with us sa part 1 ng webinar series na ito, tsaka nanood po dito sa part 2, no worries po kasi mapapadalan po din po namin kayo ng mga e-certificates ninyo. That would be an evidence na naka-join po kayo sa amin. And also, if you have any queries or any questions, feel free to reach out Foxco sa Facebook page namin.
Yes. Tama. Okay, anything else, Sir and Celeste? Before we say goodbye to our viewers.
Yes, and also before I forgot the Javik and Sir Zag, pabati po sa lahat ng may birthday dyan. Alam niyo na kung sino kayo.
Yes.
And also, for next week din po, please join us for another webinar series po for this month of August. Anything about web development po tayo for this month. Okay. Everything for free po. Just feel free to join us dito sa Zoom and everything will be live streamed through YouTube channel at saka sa Facebook Live. Okay.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Thank you so much sa ating mga Facebook Live viewers. Okay. Again, kung kayo ay may natutunan dito sa ating episode tonight, please don't forget to share this episode so others can also learn. Okay? Thank you so much, guys, for watching us and hope to see you again next Tuesday with another episode. Okay, please don't forget to like our Facebook page, Popsco, a national-based cooperative for Filipino online professionals. You may also find us in Instagram, YouTube, and LinkedIn. If you had some takeaways again in tonight's episode, please share. Okay, to all our Fabsco members who like to work together, please join us in our Zoom co-working every Mondays to Friday, 10 a.m. to 12 noon. Just go to fabsco.ph co-working. Of course, thank you, Fabsco Media, our partner in giving you this wonderful show. Again, to everybody, join us again next week for another show with another guest. Thank you, Sir Zach. For our Fabsco family, let's keep growing together. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Bye.